Right, hi guys. Welcome to the podcast. An unexpected, unplanned, unpremeditated one because I just need to kind of get this off my chest really. For those of you who've lived in a cave for the last 24 hours, Arsenal won the Premier League last night, and yeah, it goes without saying that like I'm absolutely buzzing. Yeah, I just still can't believe it, and it still hasn't sunk in. And the last time we won the Premier League was 22 years ago. So I was still in year six in primary school when that happened, and a lot has gone on since then. If you'd have said to me back then, when I was like 11 years old, that I'd have to wait another 22 years for us to lift that trophy again, I'd have thought you were crazy. But yeah, like I say, a lot has happened, and we've been through some very, very tough times as a football club, as a football team, particularly like over the last decade. And we've finished second in the league in the previous three seasons, where we've come so close, and then just at the final hurdle we've just like failed to get it over the line. And I did an episode a few weeks ago where I was on about kind of like have we bottled it? And at the time I thought we had, because we threw away the lead at Wolves, who were bottom of the league, drew 2-1, and especially when we played Bournemouth at home a few weeks ago, where we were absolutely crap, to put it mildly, and ended up losing, and then City beat us, and then they overtook us, and yeah, the title was in Man City's hands, and I thought, yeah, we've gone and blown it again, to be honest. But thankfully, like Arteta and the players didn't give up, and luckily for us, we started winning football matches, and then City got a draw at Everton, and suddenly, it was back in our hands now. And other people were saying to me, "Oh, you've got it now. Arsenal are going to win the league." And I was kind of like, it's there's no easy match in the Premier League, and I just refuse to get carried away, refuse to get excited, because it hasn't been entertaining or pretty to watch. Most of the time, it's been very stressful, especially the West Ham game with that VAR check that ended up going in our favour, but it just went on and on and on for an eternity. But yeah, at the weekend, people saying like, you've only got to beat Burnley, and then you've only got to beat Palace, and you won the league. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I really wish it was that simple, but it's not going to be easy. And then, yeah, the Burnley game on Monday night, which we won 1-0. We were unlucky not to have won the game by more, to be honest. But yeah, that, when you're 1-0 up for such a long time, it's always very nerve wracking, because, even though, Burnley barely threatened us, all it takes is one chance, and they could have taken it. So yeah, we got that one over the line, and then it was the case of Man City played Bournemouth away last night, and Man City had to win the match, otherwise we'd be crowned champions. And so that game kicked off at 7:30 last night. I didn't watch it because I was at work, and I didn't leave till like 8:15. But even when I got home, I didn't watch it on TV, and I like just didn't even look at my phone at all, because I didn't want to know, because I just knew I was going to be like too nervous. So just I was just like watching TV with my mum basically, and then I was about to go upstairs and brush my teeth, and my mum said, "Oh, there's like 3 minutes of the match left." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll once I've brushed my teeth, I'll have a look." And while I was doing that, I was kind of thinking, like, surely if Man City were like 3-0 up, for example, surely my mum would have just put me out of my misery and told me. And I knew there was a chance that Bournemouth would get a result, but at the same time, I wasn't holding my breath, and I was like expecting the title race to go to the wire the last day of the season on Sunday. And yeah, when I looked at my phone and then put Sky on the telly and saw that, yeah, the words Arsenal Premier League champions, I couldn't believe my eyes for a moment. I just, yeah, it's it goes without saying, I was absolutely buzzing, just like jumping around the living room with joy. And um, yeah, it just, even now, like nearly 24 hours later, it just doesn't feel real. It hasn't sunk in, and it probably won't do for quite a while. But yeah, I'm just so happy. I think everyone deserves a lot of credit. Arteta, when he first took over, he wanted to play like attractive attacking football, and then basically we weren't getting the results. We weren't very good. We were battling with like Sheffield United for ninth, I think, in the table, which shows how crap we were. But he changed it up and kind of became a tough team to beat. There was no emphasis on playing entertaining football. It's all about like substance over style, and ultimately it's worked for us. Like I say, we've come close so many times, and the narrative was that Arsenal are a bunch of bottle jobs and they're going to fuck it up again, basically. And it wouldn't have surprised me that, by the way. But yeah, I just whenever things were looking good for us, I just like refused to get excited and get carried away about it, because I knew that City is such a good team, and there's also no easy game in the Premier League. So I'm just I can't believe it. I'm just absolutely buzzing. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. But yeah, the Champions League final, which I can't even believe we're in that, to be honest. But we've got PSG a week on Saturday. I do think the fact that we've won the league does take a lot of pressure off us to win the Champions League final. But regardless of what happens on a week on Saturday, the trophy parade is going to be on Sunday afternoon in North London, and I'm going to go down to it. I've booked my train ticket, and I'm going to go to the trophy parade a week on Sunday. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be a great day out. But yeah, I'm glad that the title got decided yesterday and not Sunday, because I'm going on a stag do tomorrow morning, and I still haven't packed my bag or anything for it or sorted anything out. But I'm just, because if it had gone, because basically like we land back in Manchester at 3:00 on Sunday afternoon, the games kick off at 4, and I would have just been a nervous wreck, and I wouldn't have been I just wouldn't have been a great person to be around that day. So I'm just glad that that's all like settled, and I'm definitely gonna enjoy myself, to say the least. It's going to be good to see everybody anyway, like for Will's stag do, and I'm looking forward to it because want to see the lads, but two, because I've never been to Portugal before, I've never been to Lisbon, or Lisbon if you're listening, Ant. But really excited. It really couldn't have gone much better this last 24 hours. I got into work this morning, and even like one of my customers on the MSK program sent me an email last night congratulating me, and I'm just over the moon. Really, really happy. But I do think I went off on a bit of a tangent there, but Arteta deserves a lot of credit for the way he's like built the team and the style of play and everything. Even though it's not pretty to watch, and even though football fans in general were like slagging us off, saying that that they're the worst team ever to win the league, playing crap football. I think that's a lot of bollocks, to be honest with you. There's no right or wrong way of playing football. You've got to find a way to win, and that's ultimately what we did. I think the Cronkies, the owners of the club, deserve a lot of credit too, because they, when things were not going well at all, especially in like 2022, they could easily have sacked Arteta, because there were a lot of calls for them to do so. And if they had done, like, nobody would have blamed them. But ultimately, like, they gave him a chance, they gave him time, and then obviously it's paid off. So they deserve a lot of credit too. All the players, amazing, and really happy for them all. I think obviously like the whole squad have contributed significantly, but I do think David Raya, the goalkeeper, the two centre backs, Gabriel, Saliba, and Declan Rice in midfield, I do think they have been our four most important players this season. And I think if one of those players were removed from the equation, it might have been a different story. But thankfully, we'll never know, because we got the job done in the end. And even hearing the words Arsenal Premier League champions still doesn't sound real to me, but I'm definitely not complaining. Right, that's it from me tonight. Just a very quick, spontaneous one. As I said previously, there's not going to be an episode this Sunday. It's going to be the following day on the bank holiday, Monday, instead. So if there's any topics you want me to talk about, or if there's any questions that you have, put it in the comments below, or send me a DM on Instagram. This is going to be a non-football related podcast, you'll be pleased to know, because I know, like, in reality, 95% of you really couldn't care less. But that's it from me. Enjoy your weekend. Come on, you Gunners. See you in a bit.